Squirrels are cute animals that many people feed with nuts in parks. They are widespread all over the world, and everywhere they cause only a positive reaction in people. Timid and nimble, squirrels are characterized by a harmless disposition. True, they cannot be tamed. Squirrels imprisoned in cages waste away, although they live longer than in the wild. About 3,000 nuts are enough for a squirrel to eat all winter. The closest relatives of squirrels are chipmunks. Squirrels molt twice a year, but the fur on their tails is renewed twice as often. The squirrel's tail serves as a rudder during jumps. It controls its flight with its help. Squirrels have sensitive vibrissae not only on the ears, but also on the front legs. Squirrels live on all continents except Australia and Antarctica. The squirrel's body does not digest peanuts, so it is absolutely impossible to feed them to a squirrel. A squirrel can land without consequences from a height of 20 to 30 meters, using its tail like a parachute and thus slowing the fall. In addition to ordinary squirrels, there are also flying squirrels, which are able to change the direction of movement in flight. Squirrels often forget the locations of their many hiding places with nuts and other supplies. In a day, a squirrel is able to stock up on nuts from 100 pine cones, which it can then feed on for several months. Squirrels swim perfectly, but at the same time, they keep their tails on the surface of the water. If the tail suddenly gets wet, for example, by a wave of sensitive vibrissae into the squirrel's protein, it will most likely sink because the wet fluffy fur will drag it to the bottom. In ancient times, white skins were the equivalent of currency among many peoples. Squirrels communicate with each other using tail movements. Squirrels are very trusting, and with a little patience, you can hand feed them treats. The average squirrel eats no more than a third of its reserves during the winter. In addition to plant food, squirrels willingly feed on bird eggs and even attack young hares. Squirrels in captivity live longer than in nature, but at the same time, they do not reproduce. The weight of an adult squirrel, even a well-fed one, does not exceed 1.5 kilograms, and usually does not reach even 1 kilogram. A squirrel eats an amount of food equal to its body weight in a week.